Welcome back to Viewer's Voice. For this episode, I'm gonna speak about the difference and the importance of realization that you need to create yourself rather than find yourself. And when you're younger or when you start this journey or whatever, you believe that you're finding yourself. That you're looking for this lost piece or this whatever, and it'll just solve you immediately. But that's not the case. Because most likely you'll be looking forever. Now, I understand in some instances, you may have lost a piece of yourself that you want to retrieve. Now you're just trying to find that piece. Now you're trying to find where you lost it, where you just gave up on it, let it go, whatever. That's a more different scenario and circumstance. But some people believe that they lose sight on their whole character, or that they no longer know they are anymore. And that's okay. Because think about it like this. You are a new person every day. You are a new person every second, if anything. The person you were a second ago is the same person you are currently and in the next second, right? So you don't have to know yourself constantly. But when you do want to know yourself, when you do want to quote unquote find yourself, it isn't that you have to find yourself, but it's the matter of building yourself, building who you are. Because you don't just there isn't just a piece of you just out there. There isn't just a blueprint or a construct of who you are. It is somewhere in the world that you're just gonna stumble upon when you try to go looking for it. Instead, you build that person. The person that you seek so much, the person that you want to go after so much and try to find whatever. Instead of thinking that you're gonna find them, maybe find them in someone else, find them in this certain location, whatever the case may be, build that person. Right? Because you know what you want, you know what you're looking for. Make it. Create it. You create yourself. You don't just find yourself. Because not everyone knows who they are. Not everyone's going to always know who they are or who they want to be. And like I said, there's not just some blueprint laying out there in the world that's going to tell you who you will be. But instead, the blueprint that you need is in your head. And then you just need to build that. You make the pieces. You make the format. You make the instructions. And you just create it. Instead of just thinking, oh, this is already pre-built for me somewhere in the world, let me go find it real quick and boom, now I'm complete. That's not the case. You want to be somebody that works hard, that stays diligent, that just keeps their eyes focused on the prize and, never let anything get to you. You are not going to find that in the span of a month. You aren't going to find that thing in like I said, you're not going to find that thing and it's just somewhere out there just laying there for you. Sitting there prepared for you. And like a glass box, that you get to open. No. Instead, what you just wanted for yourself, build that. You want to be diligent, and you feel like you procrastinate a lot right now. You give up a lot, really easily. Start to work on that. Start to build on your work ethic and how long you can do a task for, and your motivation and staying disciplined. Work on that, because it's just not going to be out there ready for you to claim like a prize or something. No. You have to build it, you have to work for it, and then when you do work for it, when you do get it, it's gonna feel a lot better. Because think about it like this. Think about a car, and either you could go into the world and try to find it, but it's not gonna live up to your expectations. It might be worse than what you imagine, but it's already out there for you. So you can, try looking for it, I suppose. Or you could take a slightly different path, maybe even harder if you believe it to be. And instead of going out and looking for that car, you just build it. Based off the image of that car in your head, you feel like you know how to piece this thing together and make it what you want it to be. And you end up doing that. And upon doing that, you realize that this car is way better than what I expected it to be. And I appreciate it and I enjoy it so much more knowing that I put the time into making it. Instead of just wandering around the world and then boom, it's already there laying for me. But even then, it's not what I expected. Think about it. In the instance of yourself, if you had a piece of yourself or a whole construct of yourself just sitting out there and you magically find it, you're not gonna be fully content with what you're looking at or amazed by it, because you feel like even though it's already completed, you don't view it as complete. Because not only did you not work for the things that this magical constructed version of yourself out there in the world, it doesn't have everything, but the things that it does have, you didn't work for that. And it's going to be a huge change thinking that you're gonna get that in a matter of a few moments compared to the journey it's gonna take to just build it and integrate it in yourself and your character and build upon what you already have. Let's say you're a puzzle consisting of 150 pieces. And yeah, you want to find yourself, and let's say you want to find those 30 missing pieces. You feel like you build up a good amount of yourself, and you have 120 right now. You want to find the next 30. You don't know what those 30 pieces are going to be of. You don't know if those are going to be better traits, if those are going to be worse traits, if they're going to steer away from who you are currently in a good way or a negative way. However, knowing that you have 30 missing pieces, supposedly, you can either add more pieces, make those pieces, or be okay with the pieces that you have currently. You don't have to lose pieces, go find some pieces, and that's what's going to happen. You trying to find yourself, if anything, you might lose some pieces along the way, trying to find something that's really not there. Let's say you really do go on this journey or something to find those pieces, and along that way, you lose 20 of those pieces. Some of your most valuable pieces at that, you lose some of those. Because you figured that what you wanted so much, what you wanted to find so badly and just wanted to seek because you felt like you were missing something, it wasn't really out there. So you wasted your time trying to branch out and see what you could find when all you had to do was look in. Look in and see what you could build upon. Look in and see what isn't working out for you that you want to just get rid of. Because not all pieces are going to be good pieces. And that's okay. You learn that as you get older, and either you just become content with those pieces that you have that you probably can't change, or you want to find a way to change them as soon as possible and as best as possible. If you feel like you have a piece of you that just gets angry so often, and you just can't put up with anything, or you have a piece that just pushes away people, and you just can't tolerate being around people, maybe those pieces fit for you. Maybe you want to try to change them, swap them out for something else, instead of being at such a person that pushes people away and acts miserable. You want to switch it up for something that instead attracts people, make them want to be around you. Or, like I said, you're just content with it. You don't even care. You're okay with this piece. You just look past it and just try to see what else you can find within yourself or build. And there's nothing fully wrong with that. But I think, like I said, what people just need to understand is that you make up who you are. So if you want this version of yourself, work for it. Make that version, because only you gonna know what you want for yourself, and only you are gonna know how to attain it. Because we don't all attain the same characteristics in the same manner. Someone might have became a very giving and thoughtful person because before they used to be the opposite. They used to hate thinking about others and just only think about themselves. Until one day that just switched, or one day they realized that being so negative, being so selfish isn't who they want to be anymore. So that brought him along that path for his life. And maybe for you, it's been something similar but a little different at the same time. You also became a very thoughtful and giving person. But you became like that because maybe you always been like that, or people around you always told you to be giving. And you didn't have to experience what it felt like to be selfish. You never had to take from other people because you always enjoyed the thought of helping. That's why I'm like, it's a different process for everyone, but understanding that the process is not much different, as the both of you are gonna be working for yourselves and trying to do things for yourself. In the end, it gets you much farther. Because picture if everyone was looking around for a piece of them right now, they're not gonna get anywhere. At best, maybe a few handful of people might actually get what they're looking for. But even then, like I said, they're never gonna be fully satisfied, or they may just find something to like a placeholder. Thinking that this is what they really wanted, or just oh yeah, I'm never gonna find what I want. This is gonna, this will do, kind of thing. If everyone were to do that, they wouldn't get anywhere. Whereas if everyone was like, nah, I'm gonna build it. Instead of thinking I'm about to just find out there, looking around and wandering around, no. This version of me that I want, this piece of me that I want, this trait, skill, whatever, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to build it. I'm going to make it so that it's special to me and, just individual to me. Like I said, two people could end up in the same spot, but both of their journeys are very different. That's how it tends to work. and understanding that you can't just find all the things you're looking for on the outside, but rather on the inside is what's going to separate you from your journey to someone else's. And just realizing that you don't have to find anything about yourself, but rather you just have to make it. You just have to build it, and you just have to go for it. But I'm going to say that's going to be all for the video. I appreciate each and every one of you for listening. I'll see you guys in the next one.